As you have already seen in the thumbnail, now let's deep dive into the video. Here we have the default Flutter app, and to create the new, just delete the test folder and delete all the content inside the main.dat and start writing code from the scratch. Writing all the code in the one file is a bad practice, so I have created the different route. For the login page, I will create a separate file login.dat, and for the register page, I will create the separate file register.dat, and we'll be using the routes to navigate to other pages. As far we have imported the material.dat and we have created the void function. Inside it, we have written debug show check banner is equal to false, which will remove the debug banner from the app, and we have declared the initial route. It means that whenever someone open the app for the first time, then which page should be displayed. Now we have created the route name login. It means whenever someone will recall the login, then it will directly redirect you to the my login function. To make our code very clean, I am gonna create a new file login.dat, and inside it I will create a stateful widget. So before that, let's import login.dat in our main.dat, and inside login.dat let's create a stateful widget and call the myLogin function. Use box decoration property under the decoration to give the background image, and while recording I have commented it out. We'll be talking it about later in the video. So let me take a pause and remind you something, that this is not the step-by-step tutorial video. You probably have searched it like how to create login or Signup Ui in the Flutter, which you will only do if you know some basics. So I am expecting that you all know some basic stuff in the Flutter. If you know some basic stuff, then you will be impressed by the simplicity of the code used inside the register.dat, like not in the login.dat. Only containers is used inside the list view, and it will give you the proper way of writing the code. Now here I have created the child scaffold, and inside it I have given the background color. Let's give a different color like red, and let's see the output. So it gives the red background. Now it's not looking great. Let's give a white background. Now I have created a body stack which accept the parameter children, and the children accept a list of the widget. Now I have created the first container, and I have given the padding from the left 35 and from the top 130. Container support the child parameter, and inside the child parameter I have written some text like sign in. Let's decorate it, and I have given style text style. So the color, font weight, font size, I can write all those. Let's quickly fast forward. So after end of the first container, I have created the second container, and I have given the padding like from the left 70 and from the top 25. And we all know container accept the child parameter, and inside the child I have given some text like login portal, which you can see at the top. And if I increase the padding, then the text will shift downward. So let's give again 25 padding from the top, and again I am styling this like style text style and all the style, font weight, font size, colors, etc. Let's give a comment name second container to the second container, and I'm again creating the third container. We need the input text field, so inside the child we have given the text field. For the decoration, we need the input decoration, and inside it we can give many things like let's give a label text hello, so it is at the top. Let's give padding top from the 200. Now it is looking great. Also, if we give padding from the left and right, then it will look awesome. This was just a sample to show you. Actually we need the two text fields, so we require something like that except the list of widget. Therefore we are creating the column as in child, and inside the children we are creating the list of widget. As shown previously, we are creating our first input text field, so we should give the email / username as in label text. So to make it rounded from the all side, let's give a border. Also we can fill some color, so let's fill the gray color. I request all of you to follow up with me, as it will cause no problem. So later on you can customize and also you can create by your own, but for now if you are very new then I request you to just simply follow up with me 100%. So one of the coolest thing inside the input decoration is the prefix icon. Here we can give any icon like icon.person and you can see the result. Let me hot reload it. Okay, now you can see that the email icon has appeared. So you should play around with all this to get familiar. To give the vertical height, let me use a size box of the height 30. Let's give the random text and you can see the output. When I increase the height of the size box, then the random text will go lower. So let me copy paste the above input text field, as I only have to rename the email/username to the password. Also, one of the coolest thing that you can directly use inside the text field is the obscure text, which on true will hide all the character you will write inside the text field. For the forget password, let's create one text button. Keep the onPress property blank, and inside the child let's create a text, and inside text let's write forget password. Now we can again give some styling as above, except the text decoration, which we will give the property underline. To get some vertical height, let's give another size box. Now it's time for the login button. For this, create an elevated button and keep the onPress property blank for now, and inside the child give the login as in text, and again you can give some style as above, and everything is same. Now after a hot reload, the login button just pop up. We cannot give the height and width in the elevated button, so to give the proper height and width, I am creating a new container, and I will give the height and width, as we can give the height and width to the container. In the child, I will cut this and paste it here. Okay, now it is perfect and we have control over our login button. I personally like container widget as it has more property than the other widget and we can fully customize it. So also in the register.dart I have used only container. Now let's create the container, and this will be the last container. Here I have to put the two widgets, so we require a list of widgets. For that I have included the child row and children which accept the list of the widget parameter. The first text widget I have written doesn't have an account, and I am giving a simple style as we have previously done this. For the highlighted register now text and button, we will create a new text button and keep the onPress property blank. Inside the text field write register now, and again we are giving the style as same as above, except the decoration which is text decoration dot underline. After a hot reload you can see the output on the screen. Okay, we have same icon on the email and the password field. So inside the password field, let's change the icon. Let's change the icon to the VPN key. Okay, now it's looking good. So far our login.dart page is completed. Now let's create the register.dart, and as I have said already, you will be impressed by the simplicity of the code written in the register.dart. Firstly, let's create a route name register, which on calling will redirect us to the following function. So okay, we have created a new name register, and which on calling will redirect us to the function name capital REGISTER. Now let's define our new function on the register.dart. Create a stateful widget and define register function. Also don't forget to import the register.dart in the main.dart file. Let's return the whole scaffold, and inside it let's write body container, and inside it child let's view, and inside it children which accept the list of widget. And this is the simplicity I was talking about, which you will find later in the video. So firstly let's head over to the login.dart. Here find the text button register now, and in the onPress property write the navigator.push, which will help us to navigate the different pages. Navigator.push name. Now in the root name just write the name where we want to go, so I am calling the register. Now in the main.dart we have written that when someone called register, then it will take us to the register function, which is in the register.dart. When register now button is pressed, then the navigator.pushName will call the register route, which will call the register function. So by clicking register now, we will be redirected to the register page. Now let's get back to the register page. We will start making container for the every element. Now let's start by creating our first container. I am giving this container padding from left 75 and top 40. Now we know container accept a child element, and inside the child element we are adding one text widget and we are giving a style to it, which is very simple as we have previously done it. To give some vertical height, let's include one size box. Let's start creating a new container, our second container. I want to give this container a padding of 80 from the left, and we know container accept one child element, and in the child element we are giving a text of create a new account. Again we'll give some styling like style, text style, color, font weight, font size, etc. Let hot reload to see the result. Let's create another container for the text input field. So container inside container, we can give the padding. So let's give the same padding as left from 80. So container accept a child, and inside the child we will give now the text field as a child, and decoration input decoration, and we will decorate the input text field. Now we will write label text as a full username, and also we can add the prefix icon. So here we have to add the icon of the person. Now just hot reloaded and see the result. So okay, from the login.dart I am gonna copy this whole thing text field and just paste it over here. Our input field is ready, and I am gonna copy paste it several times in the several containers. So let me create another container and give some padding. Now let me copy the child from the above text field, and after hot reloading you can see the result. I will copy this whole container and place just right below it. Again I only have to change the label text and hint text. So let me quickly change it to the password, and let me again quickly change into the confirm password. Okay, so this was the simplicity I was talking about. We are just creating containers, and inside it one input field. So now let's create the new container of height 60 and 50, and let's keep some padding. Basically this container is for the register button, which is different from the input field, so we cannot copy paste it. We give elevated button to the child, and inside it let's write a text register. Now on hot reload you can see the output on the right. Again let's create a container, and this is the last container, and let's give some padding. So in the child we will give the row, and in the children we will give the list of widget, as we need the two text widget. So the first widget is a text widget, in which we will give a text already have an account, and of course we will give some style to it. Our second widget is a text button, which on press will navigate us to the login page, and in the child text we will write login. So we recall the login in the navigator, so it will redirect us to the login page. Let's put in background image. To put in background image, create a new folder assist, and inside it create a new folder image, and inside it just place your background images files. After that, go to pubspec.uiaml folder and uncomment this 3-line assist. Let's give a path inside assist and image. Now go to the place where we have commented out this box decoration, uncomment it, and let's write image decoration image and image assist image because it's from the assist, and give the absolute path. There is some error. Now let's give the absolute path to the pubsec.ml folder. Also give the fit and box fit cover. Now let's copy it to the register.dat and just paste it over here to give the background image. Still error. So I think there is nothing wrong in the code. Just do one thing in this folder, like give the full path with the assist also. So this will 100% solve our problem, and yes, our problem is successfully solved. But there is error in this page, as this page cannot go upward like this in the register page. So we have to use the single child scroll view in the login.dart. Now inside the third container, write single child scroll view and give the child as a container. Now end the single child scroll view by curly braces and comma. Sorry, not curly braces. Okay, now you can see at the right output the error has gone and it can freely move up.